I have just confirmed. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Sophia. Oh my goodness, Sophia, thank you so much for showing us, whatever you do in Japan. Yeah, Jamie, if you don't know Sophia, Sophia is a student in Japan, and she's doing her master's in Japan, I think at the University of Tsukuba, where I was for my undergraduate. And she's showing us every cool things about Japan, using machines, harvesting stuff, using high level machines, technology. I love watching your videos, Sophia. Yeah, and Sophia, if you're still here, Jamie is a student at the University of Dundee in Scotland, and she's on her master's. Yes, she's doing her master's degree, and she works on so many great things. She does so many videos about life in the UK, traveling and all of that. So if you want to know anything about UK, just visit her YouTube channel, Jamie Ma. Yeah, so I'm going to start now. Those who haven't joined will join me later, but I'm really happy about my camera. It's so good. Yes, my name is Anait Nakas, for those who don't know me, and I am a PhD student at the University of Manchester. I am here doing my PhD under funding by, is that English? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm funded by Cancer Research UK. Yeah, my project is about cancer research. That's why I'm funded by them. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to be answering all the questions that I've received about my lecturing experience in Uganda. So I hope, people who want to do lecturing in their countries or in Uganda can learn something from it. The first question will be, I'm going to be combining TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, the first question is going to be, how did you get your job in Uganda? Because it's so hard to get jobs in Uganda. Where did you go to apply and all that? So, mine was quite unique. I did not use an online platform, but I had someone in Uganda who was working at what's IDI? Infectious Disease Institute. Yes. So I contacted that person, and that person connected me to Dr. Luaga. Dr. Luaga was an assistant executive director, Mengo Hospital. For those who know who are in Uganda, who are Ugandans, know Mengo Hospital. And then Mengo Hospital is working hand in hand with Uganda Christian University. So he communicated to the dean, and then I submitted my application to the dean, and then I did that in 2021. That was December, and I got the job in January. Yes, after submitting my academic documents. Some people were like, how come you can teach in Uganda with just a master's degree? Yes, that's a good question. In Uganda, you can only teach if you have at least a master's degree. Yes, a master's degree is acceptable. I had my bachelor's degree from Japan and my master's degree from the University of Oxford, so I had the qualifications to teach. Yes, and then other things maybe that attracted them on my CV. What documents did I submit? I submitted my CV and all my transcripts. Yes, those two things are the ones that I submitted to get the job. And what else? Yeah, the other question I think I've answered. It was, where do you teach? Yes, I was teaching at the Uganda Christian University, Kampala campus. Just remind you, Uganda Christian University has the main branch in Mukono. Yes, that's where they have Bishop Taka. It's so known for that because it's a Protestant Anglican church. Yeah, some things. Yeah, Anglican church based university. Yeah, but they also have their medical school in Kampala, and in Kampala campus. Yeah, at Kampala campus they have the arts, so sciences branch, and then the medical school. but those two are not in the same place. The medical school is close to Mengo Hospital, and it makes sense because students must practice. Yeah, but the Kampala campus is a different place. I heard it's near Kabaka's Palace. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to go there, but that's where it is. Yeah, so let's not spend so much time there. I just wanted to inform you that they also have two branches. Some people don't know that they do have two branches, but they do. They do. Yes. Question number two is did you get biased when marking exams? No, I didn't. Well, at UCU, you mark students based on their not national IDs. What are they called? Numbers. What are they called? IDs. Yeah, student IDs. So it's very hard to get biased, and even it's not part of me to get biased. If a student has worked so hard on the exam, I mean, why don't I give them what they deserve? If they haven't, I also give them what they deserve. I only give them what they deserve. I'm not like, oh, this is maybe a girl, or this is a boy, or this student is like this, or this. No, I don't do that. I mark them basing on their student IDs, and then I put their scores based on their IDs, and then later on I match them with the names. There at the end, I can say, oh, I know this girl, I know this boy, I know this girl, I know this girl. Oh, let me see how they performed. And then I check their IDs after matching them. Oh, they tried. I just comment, but I don't do anything. I just try to be fair. Yeah, I don't do anything. Yeah, I just create the marking. I just make the marking guide before I start marking. And if there is anything that I noticed, if there is anything that I notice while marking, then I'm like, oh, good. So this point is good, new, and right. So I'll add it to the marking guide. Yeah. So that's how it is. Agribusiness insider. Hello, Maya. Hey, dear. Thank you so much for joining in. I think I've, I think I've seen your YouTube channel and I've subscribed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I haven't, I'm going to check again. Yeah. And the next question is, ah, did you get angry at your students at any time? Well, once. It was once, but I don't remember any other time I got mad at my students. Yeah, it was once, and later on, I realized that it was a miscommunication problem. So I was like, okay, it's 50-50. I probably didn't communicate properly, and they also probably didn't, try to understand what I was trying to mean. So, yeah, that was the only time, but I don't think I remember any time I got angry at my students. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say so. And what did you hate most about your students? Oh. What? They were so nice. They were kind. Oh, maybe their communication skills, were medium. Yeah, so I have a feeling that maybe, but they were also young, right from high school. They were not master students, they were not PhD students. So you expect, some of them to really have some, not good communication skills. So maybe the communication, yeah, but other things were really good. I loved my students. They were so kind and so nice and lovely. Yeah, so yeah, maybe only that. Communication. Yeah, communication. Yeah, yeah, but the class reps are really, really good. Class representatives are really good at communication. I don't know if they get training before they become, before they really take on the positions or after they take on the positions. But all the class representatives I worked with, they were really, really good. I loved them. I was going to say their names, but it's good to just be confident. Yeah, I loved them. I loved them. I loved their communication skills. Their communication skills. They are so responsible. I have a feeling that should I say it? No, let me just leave it. Yeah, but I loved them. Yeah, I loved them at all. I loved them so much, so much, so much, so much. And then, what next? What did you like so much about your workplace? Yeah. Well, I loved the people around me. They were so nice. My boss was so kind, but at the same time real. What can I say? Um, he was so true to himself, so true to his feelings. Whenever I made a mistake, he always told me, Annette, you're doing this, but I'm not happy with it. Yeah, I would be happy if you can do it like this. I mean, I loved that. I don't want people who are, so fake. I don't like it. My boss was so kind, was so true to himself. So I loved that. Yeah. And the people around me, the administrators, they were so kind. I loved them. I loved them. Yeah. Because I mean, like, I always want to mention their names, but come on, Annette. Yeah, so I loved them, Graham. We made so many TikTok videos with Graham. He's such a cool guy. I liked him, yeah. Graham, and then, they're always, I mean, there were other people, I used to play with, taking, YouTube videos with them. So I loved the environment. And then the cleanliness of the university. Well, for those who have never gone to Uganda Christian University Medical School, you may not understand what I'm talking about. But even when you go to the main campus, oh my goodness. When I was in Uganda, I tried to visit so many universities in Uganda, but man, UCU is so clean. It's so clean. At the medical school, Kampala campus, I loved the cleanliness, and then the monkeys. Yeah, they were cute little monkeys, and I loved them. Well, definitely it's not good to go close to them because they might have viruses and all those things. So it's not so good to be like, oh, you are cute, I should get close. No, just look at them, at a distance, and just try to enjoy it. It's like nature. So I loved it. I loved it there. And the students are so good. They are so kind. So I loved it. And I tried to just have, so many conversations with them. And some students, are really cool. They have so many cool stories. So whenever we met, we're just laughing throughout. So I loved that, honestly. I loved that. I was going to mention somebody. But anyways, let's continue. I finished this question. And then, what was the hardest thing in your lecturing job? I would say, apart from waking up, yes, I have waking up issues. Apart from that, marking exams, yeah, marking exams was a bit hard. How many kids did no? How many students did I have? I had about 50 students. Yeah, so marking all of them was not that easy. And at UCU, they have a deadline to submit the scores. So I felt under pressure to submit those scores. Yeah, but I mean, the boss, yeah, was so understanding. The dean was super understanding. So just told him, I'm not feeling well. I don't think that I will be able to submit the scores on time. Could you please give me another day extra? And he was like, yeah, you're healthy first. So just mark the exams, whenever I feel good. Yeah, but at the same time, I tried to make sure that I take the responsibility to to submit the scores on time, because he was also under pressure to submit the scores from the university. So yeah, it was like that. So yeah, marking exams was somehow hard, but I enjoyed it so much because despite the fact that I had made despite the fact that I used to make the marking guide before starting, marking, I always landed on cool answers from my students, and I'm like, oh my god, this girl did some cool homework. you know they studied beyond the notes I gave them. And I mean, I got so happy. I got so happy. That's something that, that is not rewarding, but just makes you feel good that there are students who take it to a different level, to do, an extra mile, to do something, so I loved that. Yeah, I loved that. And what else? What were you teaching? Yeah, for my first contract, which was from January to April, the first semester, yeah, I was teaching radiation, not radiation biology, but radiotherapy and its biology. That was the thing that I was teaching. Then during my second contract, I was teaching oncology. Yes, my second contract from May to September, I was teaching oncology. For those who don't know what oncology is, it's mainly about cancer development, cancer prevention, and all those things, treatment and etc. Yeah. And what was or were your best memory? The days you were there. Wow, a lot, a lot. The first one is when I was teaching, I had these great students in my class, and when I was teaching, I accidentally made a mistake, in my grammar, and my student, Carol, I'll never forget you. Carol laughed at me. No, this was positive. Don't take it negatively. I love my students. I loved Carol so much. She's such a lovely student. Yes, yeah. She laughed at me. I mean, she made fun out of it. She was like, oh, she actually repeated what I said, and then like, oh, that was a mistake. I was like, Carol, how dare you doing that to me? And the entire class laughed. And I was like, inside my heart, I was like, I am waiting for you guys. I am waiting for you guys. I know you're gonna do mistakes. I'm waiting for you. And then just after 5 minutes, it was around 5 minutes, two students, oh my goodness, made mistakes in their speaking. That was grammar. And I was like, did you say this? Well, the correct thing is this one. I got you. And then all of us laughed. I loved that. I loved that so much. I mean, I have so many memories, with my students. We laughed so much. Oh, God. Sometimes I miss them. Yeah, sometimes I do miss them, honestly. Yeah, and if it wasn't about joining my PhD, it would be so good stay at UCU, to just teach, because it was so good. I loved it, honestly. Yeah, and then the other time was when I stayed. My boss's office was somehow big, so he had a desk the other side, and then the other end there was a desk that was free. So at one evening, I used to sit there a lot. So at one evening, I stayed there. My boss went out using the entrance door. But remember that, well, I haven't mentioned this, but the next room to his office, they are cadavers. For those who don't know, cadavers are dead people. Yeah, but students do experiments. They do some histological exams on some tissues. Yeah, so they are cadavers. So many dead people there. And so he went out from this entrance door, and then I don't know where I had gone, but I think I had gone to the toilet. And after 10 minutes, I was like, oh, he's not coming back. And it was around 7 p.m. and it was somehow dark. So I started, feeling some sounds. I mean, these, crazy sounds. I can't say if they were real or not, but I started having those crazy imaginations. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, the cadaver door is not locked. Yeah. What's going on? And then I was like, oh, and it was windy because it was going to rain. It was so windy. And I started getting scared because of the wind. The entrance door just banged, boom. And I was like, ah. At that moment, my boss came out from the cadaver room and I was like, oh no, it's you. I got super scared. I mean, I almost lost it all. And a few minutes I had to go to the toilet. I got super scared, super scared. And I'll never forget that day. Yeah, I mean, when you are close to scary things, you start, creating your own crazy imaginations, that are not realistic. I don't know why, but I think I just got so scared because I was like, oh, wait. Well, they are dead people, but they have souls. What if souls are trying to react? Hey, why do you have us here? Oh, what's going on here? But is it true that when people die, they can come back? Oh my goodness. I mean, I was having crazy thoughts. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, luckily my boss came back on time. And what scared me, he didn't come back from the entrance. He came back from the cadaver door because the cadaver door joins, to the other administrative building. That was really scary. And honestly, when he came back, I just told him, I'm leaving now. I had to leave. That's something that, made me leave whatever I was doing and went back home. It was so crazy. And then the other instances where, I mean, playing with my students, yeah, we used to play basketball. Yeah, not basketball. Is that basketball or volleyball? No, that's not basketball. Volleyball. Yeah, volleyball, right? The thing we do like this, right? Yeah, that's volleyball. Yeah, we serve. Yeah, yeah. You used to play basketball in the evening at around 5 p.m. So I always loved that. And then, if I talk about the moment I'll never forget, is when we had exams. So students were doing exams, and we had to pick some answer sheets from the administrative block, the office. Yeah, there is an office there where we had to go and pick the answer sheets, sorry. So when I went there to check my exam and make sure that I have enough answer sheets, I found a fellow lecturer, and she told me, well, she had an exam in the morning, yeah, and she was taking some tea. She told me, aren't you supposed to be in the exam? I have already given the exam to your fellow students. You should go now. Come on, how come you're so late? That's unacceptable. And I'm like, oh, my exam? I knew what she was talking about because I looked like a student. Well, I don't like hair, so when people see me, they can't really think that I'm a lecturer. And sometimes the way I act, they don't really think that I'm a lecturer. But I'm a free person, but I am a lecturer, guys. Yeah, I'm a lecturer. So she was like, you must be in an exam. So I knew what she was talking about and I played it cool. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I shouldn't be late. But actually, my exam is in the evening. And she was like, oh, really? Aren't you in fourth year? They should all be having this exam. It's compulsory. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. But my exam is in the evening. I'll give exams in the evening. And he was like, you give exams? You're supposed to do exams. I was like, no, I'm your fellow lecturer. And she laughed so much. I was like, yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. But I was mistaken to be a student, by a few lecturers, but yeah, that's fine. I understand. I mean, none of them, had short hair. All of them had plaited hair, long hair. It was only me who had really short hair. So yeah, it was good for people to mistake me to be a student. Yeah, and if I go to the next question, um, I have answered most of them. And then the next question, there is when I went to one party. I was talking about my lecturing experience at UCU, and then one person asked me, "You're so young. Don't students propose, not proposing, but don't they, ask for love from you or something like that?" And then I was kind of shocked, because I didn't expect that. Well, I have heard some stories where students have asked for dates from their lecturers in Uganda at some universities, those big universities like Makerere or other universities. But I was kind of shocked because, I never thought about it. And the first thing that came to my mind is like, how? How can that happen? Well, I have not studied from Uganda, so I didn't think so much about that. So someone asking that to me, I mean, it was kind of communication that, hey, Annette, this can be common. So we wonder if you have experienced it. The truth is, no. What I've noticed about my students is they are so respectful. I did not expect any student to cross that line to say such a thing to me, and luckily I didn't experience that. I don't think that my students can do that. I mean, I've always seen my students as humble students, humble, confident, and respectful. So I don't think that students, would do that. At UCU, I don't think so. Yeah. I can't speak for all departments, but at least at the medical school, no. No, I do not think so. And I didn't experience that. And maybe the next question would be, how would you handle that if it happens? Well, what I would do is just let them know that that's not right. Yeah, that's not right. If they have graduated, they are working, they are no longer students. I am maybe I'm not a student as well. I'm not their lecturer anymore. We can meet up, but I mean, if they are still students, no, 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 no. Personally, I can't do that. I just cannot. I mean, how can I see them in my class? After all, I mean, I'm senior. I'm so I mean older, so much older than them, and I don't see myself dating a person who is really younger than me. I just can't. It's not. I just can't be close to it to that. But if it happens, I just sit them down and tell them, yes, I understand this is what you're feeling, but that's not right. That's not right, and I'm not ready to do that. I would advise you to focus so much on your academics and also, try to maybe look somewhere else, but don't go for people who, terms of, uh, senior, for such things, it's always good to just be to go for your students or people outside your studying environment. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, but thankfully, yeah, my students are so respectful and didn't experience that at all. And then what's the next question? I have answered most of them. Do I have some questions here? Oh yeah. What are the major lessons you learned while there? Well, there are so many questions. Sorry, so many lessons I learned, and I think I've made a video already about this. But let me tell you a few things I learned. First of all, it needs patience. Patience. Yeah, yeah, and it's also good to love what you're doing. Yeah, sometimes it might be hard, especially for me, to wake up, But whenever I thought about, how much they pay, students at UCU pay a lot of money. They were paying about 7.5 millions per semester. That's a lot of money. So whenever I thought about, how much they pay, I had to wake up. I was like, no, Annette, I can't sleep. Students are paying all this money. I can't just play, with their career. Wake up, go teach. Go teach. Yes. And in terms of passions, yeah, I didn't I didn't really experience so much issues with the students, honestly. I didn't. I didn't. They were always there in class, you know, just that, their communication was not good. Not most of them, a few of them, their communication was not good. Yeah, so I just, time came when I was like, hey, play cool. If they have not communicated, they are mature enough. Don't be like, why don't they communicate? No, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They are mature enough. You can't be mothering them. You can't be fathering them. You can't be uncling them. So they know what they're doing. Play cool. Yeah, having that inner peace, but at the same time being responsible to tell them what I think, is right was also necessary. Yeah. And then trying to negotiate where possible with the students. Yeah, sometimes you have your own plans, right? But also trying to understand what your students are going through and trying to match, what you want to do and what they are doing is also important, because sometimes you might want to do this, but then, without, understanding that they also have homework from other courses, having, other things to do outside, their academic work is also important, because it doesn't make sense to, just bombard them with your plans without knowing what they're going through. So understanding that is also important. And then being free, being, just who you are, and just being, free, and just be taking yourself as a maybe fellow student sometimes, putting yourself in their shoes, trying to just, be free, approachable, and all that. My students have told me that I am approachable, and that's really a good thing, but if I'm really putting that boundary, between me and them, it would be so hard for them to approach me. So it's a good thing. I'm glad that I had a chance to, to listen to some of them, have conversations with some of them. And those are the things that matter, those are the memories that I have. I have talked to so many, students, they've told me really cool, cool stories, and we have always laughed. So if, I was not approachable, then maybe it would be so hard for them to come and tell me all the funny crazy stories, they have experienced. So it was also good. So if you're going to be a lecturer in the future and you watch this video, maybe just try to be free, yeah, be free with yourself, be at peace with people, don't be like, oh, you're a student, don't come to me, you're a student, don't do this. Come on, just be free. You can die anytime, you can die tomorrow and you won't have all those titles anymore. The good thing is that I don't really, like titles. I don't like to, to have that difference. The only difference, between me and them was that, yeah, I was their teacher, so there are certain things they can't do, definitely, to me. But definitely, if we are to play, we're always playing after classes. If we're to laugh, we're always laughing. So, yeah, being free is good. I loved it. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah, there are so many other things, definitely. You can learn professionalism and, you know, responsibility, creating content for students might be somehow challenging. Yeah, because yeah, that comes in with you having passion for what you're doing. Because if you have passion, then you take the initiative to understand the level of understanding, of for your students, and then you try to match your content. It doesn't make sense to create, really hard stuff for your students, yet they don't have a good background for that. So yeah, that's what I can say. And what next question should I answer here. Yeah. The last question, I think. Yeah, the last one was how much were you paid? Yeah. This is an interesting one. Well, I think I'm going to make a different video for this, but if you were starting lecturer at a private university like UCU, you will be paid about between 1M to 2M, yeah, per month. Yes. Yes, you'll be having that after tax. In Uganda, you have to pay 35%. Yeah, as tax. It goes to, what is it called? NSSF? Yeah, 35%. That's a huge percentage. Yeah, so if you are earning, about 1.7, then you end up in 1.1 or 1.2, something like that. Yes. And in the second term, yes, when I got the new contract from May, my salary was increased by around 49%, which was really good. So so it was between 2 and 3 millions, and after tax you end up in between 1.5 and 2 millions. That was my salary. Yes, the second contract. Maybe in the third contract it would maybe double or triple. But I didn't stay. I had to start my PhD. Yeah, but that is the salary. Of course, I can't tell you the exact value. I will have to check through the contract to see if this was confident or not. Yeah, but at least the range. In public universities, though, if you're paid by the government, the salary is higher. Yeah, for example, if you are at a government university like Makerere University, yes, it's higher. I think their salary is between 3 and 4, or between 3 and 4 starting salary. Yeah. So yeah, after reducing this, after getting off those taxes, they might end up in maybe 3M or 2.9 or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. That is it. Yeah, so I think that's all. I shouldn't, exceed this, but just know I loved my teaching experience at UCU. It was really, really good, because I just have so many memories, wherever you are, if you have a good boss, if you have a good boss, and if you have nice, respecting students, and if you have a good environment, things can be so easy. And my students were always smart. I mean, if you have never seen really, a nice, let me say, good looking students, definitely some of them, are they're in a freestyle, which is really also okay. I don't care, being in a freestyle, but you'll find that most students, they wear ties, they tuck in, they're always looking smart, so that also adds some respect to them, yeah, because that is an academic environment. I personally enjoy being in a freestyle, but it depends where I'm going. At an institution, definitely I'll always be decent, always decent. So you'll find that UCU candidates are decent. I mean, compared to any students I've seen at any other universities. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I really enjoyed. I enjoyed, this experience, and talking to some cool, students, Fiona. Fiona, you are so cool. I love you so much. Fiona always had crazy stories. Yeah. And I loved that about her. There are so many other students, definitely, who I liked. And yeah, don't want to say much. Just have to say bye-bye to you guys. Yeah. And the location of the university, it's in the city, so close. So it's very easy to get transport. And even if even when I left late, I could always get taxis. So close to the tax park in Kampala. So the location was also good. So I loved it. In summary. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Bye. Love ya.